Hey everyone, Imran Squadron. We're live again. Probably be live for about an hour. Just because I've got some things I need to look into and check out. Supporting Atarim with some stuff. So far, it's been a bit of a disappointing morning. Not completely disappointing, but it's been a bit of a disappointing morning. So, client, we agreed to help them out with their page speed, and it started to become very clear. They paid, obviously, but it started to become quite clear that as I was doing the process, we are not going to get this score up very high. So let me give you the background for it. Hey Charlie, hope you're okay. The background for the website was the score was 20 on the mobile. The desktop was around about 62, I think it was, or 63. But anyway, 20 on the mobile. And it's pretty clear that the back end is messed up. They had 51 plugins. It's not a WooCommerce shop. It's not got appointment bookings. It's not got any membership, right? It's just a website advertising services. Hey Susan, and when you have a website that is kind of like, it's almost like a brochure website, but it's got, I don't know, about 15 pages, say, right? So it's got quite a few pages, but, blog. Hey, Carapos, how you doing? So, you got blog, and just standard pages. There's no shop. There's no anything fancy going on. Yes, it is Carapos, but that's not the reason why it's 20. That's not the reason why. Okay, and you know that. But 51 plugins for a basic website. Hey, Brian. Do you get what I mean? 51 plugins. They had WP Rocket as well. So that was the optimization one they had. And I spent about 5 hours on it, trying to really get it up. The highest I could get it up to, their mobile, was 27. And that's after I sorted out their fonts, their WebP images, resizing, defer screen. I did quite a few improvements. However, hey Anthony, 51 plugins. There's only so much you can do. And what I did do then is, as an example, I said to them, here is a blank page. A blank page on your website scores 26%. 26%, right? Exactly, Carol. That's what I've said to them. But the good thing also, though, is what I did then say to them is, look, you've paid up front for your page speed performance of your homepage. I can only get so far. Out of good faith, and I gave them a document saying what changes I had done and what they need to consider. And I go, look, here's a 50% refund. Out of the goodness of my heart, hey George, out of the goodness of my heart, here's a 50% refund. Okay, because even though I've spent about 5 hours on it, I'm going to give them a partial refund, because even though it's my time, I feel like, you know what, look, you either have to rebuild the website from scratch, and you really have to think hard about what you're doing here, because there wasn't anything fancy. And look, I don't see the point in using Ellie Webskin if you're just going to have a basic blog post with like an image, some text, and there's nothing fancy going on there. There is nothing really fancy. Why using Ellie Webskin? You don't really need to do that. Hey Simon, hope you're okay. So it's been a bit of a disappointing morning, because you really wanna help them out, but stuff like Google Tag Manager, Facebook Pixels, it's just 51 plugins made no sense to me, and I'm not even going to talk to you about half the plugins they got, because I was like, why you got that for? What you got that for? And even when you put the website through asset cleanup and you deactivate, the trouble is, the way they built it, they've got plugins and they've used this plugin here, this plugin here, this plugin here, and you kind of go, why? You didn't have to do that. There's that slider. Has anyone come across that slider, Revenelasi? I can't remember what it's called now. Revenelasi or something like that. They used one of those as well. And it was like, you don't... No, it wasn't a slide. It was a filter, sorry. And then the mega menu, they've used 2 different mega menu plugins as well. Then they've also got JetBlock. And they're not even... I mean, it's not even... I don't even get why they've got CrocoBlock stuff on there. You know, I don't even know why they've got it. I mean, the thing is though, Brian, you know, I use rank math. So I use rank math to kind of get the tag stuff in, and rank math does it without really hitting the score. The way they've done it, you know, they got unlimited elements as well. No, not unlimited elements. Unlimited add-ons, Elementor. Essential add-ons, and I'm not even sure why. Jet blocks or whatever it was. They had quite a lot of stuff on it. That was it. Revenlasty to search better. That's it. Yeah, but they don't really need it. Exactly, George. It is slow, but they don't even need it. It was just a blog website. Yeah, and so 51 plugins. It's not a shop. It's not appointment booking. There's no membership. You know, it is literally just a 15-page brochure website with blog. 51 plugins. And I've said to them, in my opinion, your website should be less than 10. You should be less than 10 plugins. Okay? Pretty simple. But however they've built it, I don't want to sound overcritical. I really don't want to sound overcritical because they might watch this, but I don't want to sound overcritical. But that is a classic example of web design gone wrong, where you don't have a roadmap for what you're building. So what are your plugins you would normally use if you were doing a shop or something like that? And also it goes to show something that I get really annoyed about, and I hope you're not all guilty of this, and you probably are going to be guilty of this, some of you, is when you build the website, even when you've got Elementor, if you have a blank page and you just put one heading on there which says hello, you should be hitting 100% on the mobile and desktop. Blank page, no header footer, just one heading, hello, you should be hitting, hey Jimmy, you should be hitting 100%, even with Elementor Pro installed. You then do your header, and all of that. You should still be 99 to 100%. You do your hero banner, depending on what you put in there, you might come down a bit, but again, you should still be hitting in the areas of 98 to 100% on the mobile. Hey Artif. And then you work through section by section. And at every section, you keep checking. You stop and check. It's not going to cost you a lot of time. You stop and check. And the minute the score drops down to 90 or 85, why? Because you had a slider, you put a video in maybe. Maybe you picked a font and it wasn't your custom load font. You put in an image, which is a big PNG. You know, what is going on there? That's what you got to do. What you don't do is build a 15-page website, okay, and then go, my mobile score is 20. Well, 51 plugins is your bloody problem, okay? And the other thing that slightly frustrated me, and George, I don't know, George might relate to this or not, is just I'm trying to do a video for Atarim, and it was to do with their email support desk video. And I'm just looking at the instructions on how to do it, and I'm like, this is not intuitive and not at all. So I've just got to re-look at it after this video. So I was getting a little bit worked up, let me put it that way. All right, it's going to be a quick 5-minute video, and I realised, no, it's not. It's going to take me about 1 hour to work out what I need to do. My challenge is to turn it into a 5-minute video, but I need to understand what the... what the font I need to do with it, okay? And that's always frustrating, when you set yourself up to do a quick 5-minute video and then you go, my God, I'm going to spend like an hour or more working it out before I do it. But yeah, anyone out there, if you are building websites, don't get to the end of your homepage and then check your score. No, do it stage by stage, because I'm telling you now, hey Dominic, if you have a blank page, right, and you put one heading on there, and your score is 90%, 80%, you need to check your server. And if you check your server and you check it again an hour later or half an hour later and your score is still 80%, you need to stop and double check what is going on in your system. What plugins have you got? What have you got activated on the page? Right? Because if you're hitting 80%, right, with just a blank page, you're screwed. Once you add in that header and hero banner, you're going down. You're going down. But if you know it's 100%, every time that score moves, you know why. And if you get to the end of the website and you're now hitting 90%, and then you add in the cookie consent and Facebook Pixel and Google Tag Manager, your score might go like 65%. But you know why. You know why it went down. So you can say to the client, look, you want Facebook Pixel, it drops the score. You want to keep it? Fine, accept the score. You don't want it, the score will go up. You have the confidence and authority to then say that. Cheers, George. I tell you what it is. I mean, yeah, I probably will do that later on, George. Yeah, not right now, but later on maybe. Because the instructions just did not make sense. I mean, I get it, but it was a bit like, does that mean this or does that mean that? Anyway, questions from Susan. Is there a reason Elementor Pro stopped allowing me to edit with Elementor on the post menu with a new website build? Okay, let's have a think about this then. The post menu. I'm probably not understanding that one very well, Susan. You're saying the post build. Can you clarify that one a little bit more? It's running on Kinsta, Brian. So the Kinsta server speed is slow. Every time I ran the score check yesterday, today, millions of times, the server speed kept cropping up as a bit of a problem. So I have said to them that, they might want to just review what they're doing on there. Yeah. I don't use GTM, Gary. I don't use GTM. I use Page Speed Insights and Web Page Test. I can tell you all now, I never ever use GT metrics. I find it a bit too easy to get 100%. It is a little bit super easy, okay, to get 100. You can put on the stinkiest, ugliest, messed up website and you can probably hit 99%, right? Yeah, well, it's Kinsta, isn't it? And I did say to them, I think, Yeah, cheers, George. I might touch you up on that. Okay, so if you click on post and all the posts come up, then you click edit, duplicate, edit. Oh, really, Susan? Right. Okay, Susan, to get edit with Elementor, you need to go into a post and then click edit with Elementor. But I would probably say, Susan, do you really want to do that? Do you really want to do that? It'd be better if you did a single post template, which applies to all the posts. When I first started using Elementor, the mistake I remember making was not creating a single post template for someone. And they had like 20 posts, and every post was a duplicate, and then it was like edited in Elementor. It started to get messed up because they weren't following the rules of layout and all of that sometimes, and they were messing things up. And then I realized, oh yeah, single post template, that's what we should be doing. So I would probably say do that rather than edit with Elementor, unless there's a reason you need to do that. Well, yeah, exactly, Charlie. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry, Gary. Yeah, Google Tag Manager. Yeah, the thing is though, yeah, is that I use Rank Math, and Rank Math kind of sorts me out for that. It sorts me out, and I have found that when you use Rank Math to do all of that, you don't get Google Tag Manager cropping up as a page speed score deflator. It doesn't crop up. Okay, Susan, if you're not getting it, can I ask what other Elementor plugins you got? Hey, Maddie, Maddie, I got your email, and I'm still having a think about that one. Okay, on how you could do that. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Jimmy. We all do that, don't we? Like the first time you create a blog website, you kind of go, "Oh yeah, yeah, edit with Elementor," and you start creating fancy post layouts, and then you end up with like 20 post layouts for every single different post, and you sit there going, "This takes too long." Hey Eddie, hope you're okay. So for those of you that have are following the Web Squadron Facebook group, which I hope you all are, I went to the Apple store yesterday. Literally, I went into the Apple store to ask them about the continuity camera, okay? And staff member comes over. Hey, how can I help? And I went, yeah, can I speak to you about the continuity camera? And the staff member went, sorry, what's the continuity camera? And I went, the camera that you can use on your phone. With iOS 16 and Ventura, which came out 2 days ago. It's like, oh, yeah, Ventura. I go, yeah, so now you can use continuity camera. What's continuity camera, she said. And I was like, where you can put it, you can put it on a tripod or whatever and stream from your camera to your machine. And she was like, Oh, you mean webcam? I went, yeah. She goes, yeah, the MacBook has a webcam. I went, no. Not the webcam in the MacBook, which is shit. I'm talking about the continuity camera, right? And she didn't have a clue. So she went over to speak to someone. Then she comes back and she goes, yep, I know what it is now. I went, okay, great. Yeah, great. And she goes, what's your question? Because it works. I went, no, I know it works. However, if my iPhone is set to 4K quality for the webcam, 4K quality for the camera, when you connect via continuity camera, you don't get more than 4K. It caps at 1080p. It caps at 1080p. Again, she went off. This time she speaks to the Apple geniuses. You know how the Apple Genius tech desk they have right at the back? 5 minutes later, she comes back. She goes, yeah, if you are recording with your camera, you will get 4K. Well, yeah, of course you will, because your camera's 4K. But if you use continuity camera, you can't have 4K. And I was like, yeah, I know that, because that's what I'm asking. I did it in a nice way. I was like, yeah, okay, yeah. Will they ever have that? Oh, I don't think so. And I'm sat there thinking, I don't even think you really understand my question, right? I don't think she even really understood my question. I don't think any of the staff in there did either. And this I think is an oversight by lots of companies. So Reincubate Camo have told me, not in secret, kind of in secret, but it's not really a secret, is they are now looking into ensuring that their app allows the full 4K. They've seen my video that I did where I compared them. They've even said that when they eventually do it, they want me to beta test it. Hey, I get to beta test for Reincubate Camo. But I just don't get why, if you've got 4K quality and you connect via a wire, not wirelessly, via a wire, why can't you get the full 4K? Anyway, right, back to it. Back to the questions coming in. Yeah, Mr. Fancy Pants. I just found it weird, right? I mean, come on. If you went into a Microsoft store and you said to someone, like the Surface pen that you get with the Microsoft, the Surface Pro, the pen you can get for drawing. If you went in and said, I don't know, what's it called? I can't remember what the word is now. Um, there's levels of touch, or I can't remember what it's called now. I think 1,000 something levels of touch, something like that. If you went and asked them how many levels there are, right? Um, you'd want them to know the answer, right? You want them to know. Yeah, do you know something, Dave and Eddie? YouTube is a pain in the ass when it comes to the notifications for YouTube. I sometimes get notified when someone I'm subscribed to is online, and sometimes I don't. It's really weird. I think the YouTube the whole notification thing is quite bust up. Yeah, Brian, to be honest, the 4K is more for videos when you're viewing it on a bigger screen. The 1080p is only so good. The 4K can really make a difference to the quality of it, and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll see how that one goes at the moment. So yeah, it has been a disappointing morning for me so far. It's not a waste of a morning because we managed to help out the client to a point. I've refunded them 50% because I can't do any more to support them, and I feel like out of good faith, I don't just want to like go, yep, sorry, you paid for it. Whether I can fully do it or not is irrelevant. No, I'd rather give them 50% back. So I did that. And I need to look into an Atrium video and work out what I'm doing with the email support desk setup, if anyone's experienced that. And try and get ready and plan for what I'm doing tomorrow. Oh yeah, I mean, I know, I totally agree with you, George, but I can't be the only one, right? Yeah, I can't be the only one where if you walked into an Apple store and you said to them, continuity camera, you would think they would know, because I think like the continuity camera is one of the biggest things to come out of Apple for a while. You know, now that it's officially out there for you to use, I think it's one of the biggest things they've put out there. Hey Antony, I still need to watch one of the videos on it that's just come out. I do need to watch a video on it. Not really, no, Gary. It's just something I've spotted personally myself. So when I'm re-watching some of my videos, right? When I'm watching some of my videos, say on a if I'm watching a video on a laptop, it's fine. If I watch it on my monitor, you know, not full width, but just the height, you can see the imperfections come through in the quality of the video, and it bugs me. It bugs me a little bit. It bugs me a little bit. Can you just give me 3 minutes? I just want to hold on. Let me cancel. I just need to give someone a quick call. Okay, it's a client, not the client this morning. It's a different client. I will. Oh, let me just call them back. Yeah, definitely. One thing I am worried about though is that are there going to be too many plugins for bricks that kind of affect how good it is? Yeah, I mean, Brian, I mean, it's not a full refund, by the way. It's a 50% refund, and it was just out of good faith because I got to a point where I thought rather than spend the whole of the day finishing this off, I've got to like halfway, and no, there's no more we can do. This is just not going to get any better. So I just says, no, I'll give you a refund. Just give me about 3-4 minutes, okay? I've just got to make a call. Hey everyone. That was a bit of a weird phone call. That was a bit of a weird phone. Right, what's happening over here? What's happening here? What are the comments? Hey Peter, hope you're okay. Oh, let me just catch up on the comments. Nice one, Dave. Then great to Eminem music. Great to hear that you're working on videos. Just checking on the comments if there's any. If I've missed a question, please ask it again. I know worse. Hey, look, I've reappeared. So what? That was a bit of a funny phone call. So someone we built a website for very, very early on. You remember I've told you about my pricing strategy, how you might start off small and you build. This was a client where we built a website for them when we were first starting off. They were like one of our very early clients. She recommended one of her friends. The friend called me up last night. I gave them a quote. She's now called up saying, why is your cost so much higher? I told my friend what I paid. Your cost is now about 4 to 5. No, hold on. Let me get this right. Hold on. It's 4 times higher than what she paid. And I said to her, because times have changed. And I said to her, right now, she's a therapist. You probably charge a certain amount to your clients. If you now became more renowned and, I don't know, you had work coming in so you can sometimes pick and choose what you want to do and not do, and you've got a following and etc., would your costs go up? And she was like, yeah. I went, well, that's the same thing. You know, just because this is what we charge to whatever, not even that, it's about nearly 3 years ago. What we charged then is very different to what we charge now. You scale up as a business. And she got it, she gets it, but I just found it amusing and funny, okay? Amusing and funny. You know, I just found it a bit funny. But yeah, I think she felt like I don't know. I think she felt disappointed that she'd gone and told her friend, yeah, you can get a website built for X. He's come over. I've given him a quote. He now is like, whoa. But it's like, just get on with it. Yeah, Dave, what I will say, is the only way you're going to improve is by doing more. Because what you will find is, do you know what, Fat Jay? I totally agree. I don't like it that people think like that too. But back to Dave, what you're going to find, Dave, is if you watch the videos we first created, you can see the evolution over time with the microphone, with the lighting, with the camera quality, with the setup. You can see evolution, because what happens is when I view back my content, I'm either like, I like it, I don't like it. It's a bit like, if I turn this lighting off, for instance, it's getting your lighting all right. It's even the lighting that I have over here. It's even this one here with this, there's a bit of a purple light as well. How do you activate and do that? In fact, there's one light I've forgotten to activate. This one down here. I've just got to activate this light. There we go, right? So we got that back one as well. So you will find, this is, and to be honest, Maddie, this is where I have said to her, and actually she understood. I said, right, look, if you refer and a website is built, I will give you £50 as a thank you, as an incentive back to you. But if you like what we do, and you obviously must have done because you referred someone to us, you don't tell them what you paid. You just say the payment was based on the website, and exactly what you want might change and the prices might change. However, you really like what was done, Please don't forget to hit like if you haven't hit like already, by the way. Okay, it's pretty important to hit like. I cannot stress enough. Okay, we hit about 30% likes roughly based on the number of people viewing roughly. So if you're not hitting like, please hit me up and tell me why you're not hitting like. But please do hit like. Yeah, go and get some food, Peter. It's pretty important, actually, you know. I think I'm going to have a real breakdown this afternoon if I don't crack this Atarim thing. And I know, George, you've offered to have a look and help out, but I really do feel like I'm probably going to have a bit of a breakdown if I don't get this right. Especially as it's for a video, right? And I really want to make sure I get this right, because if I don't, I'm just going to go a little bit mental, I think. Well, what I said to them is what I said, you can tell them what you paid if you want, but what you then have to say is add in the caveat, but that's what the price was then, you know? So it's like saying, let's say your brother had a house that was built by a builder 10 years ago. And they might say, yeah, at that time we paid $100,000, right? 10 years ago, the cost of building that house might be double now or something like that, you know. Cool, George, no probs. I just have to, yeah. Anyway, yeah. So it's always good to kind of say, you know, that's the price I paid then, so that people don't come in expecting you to match that price. Nico, how are you? Oh, so you've probably been having trouble with the YouTube extension, but I'm good to see that you've probably sorted that out. What is the best chat plugin you would recommend by Ishan? What do you mean, for the visitor of the website to chat to you, or do you mean one where anyone's on the website can chat to one another, like a forum? Do you mean like a forum, or do you mean just so that someone can chat to you? So someone comes to your website, they want to know more about websites or services, and then they can start doing a chat to you. If it is the latter, then WP Social Ninja is probably the one I really like the most, especially as you can do it for free. Exactly, Dave. You know, as you get more experienced. Okay, so Ishan, e-commerce sales conversion. I would say WP Social Ninja, just because it's really, really good. The great thing about WP Social Ninja is that when someone messages you, as long as you got Facebook Messenger, it will come through on Facebook Messenger. So, yeah, Facebook Messenger, that's a pretty good one. Hey, Peter. Or you could use like a WhatsApp social chat thing as well. But the Messenger one kind of works better, I think. Because let's say you got 5 or 6 staff that look after your, let's just say your business Facebook group, let's just say, right? Anyone who's now using that WP Social Ninja Messenger bot, whatever, when they put a question, anyone who can access that Facebook group can access the Messenger, right? And you can do it on your phone as well. So they can all, hey Inderpreet, hope you're okay. They can all access it and reply. So you could have multiple people, and they don't even have to be logged in. All they got to do is be logged into Facebook or their Messenger on their phone, however you do it. That's a pretty, and it's free, right? Does it integrate with, yeah, WP Social Ninja? Well, yeah, WP Social Ninja, yeah. Well, I'm saying well because I don't know your full setup, but I would say WP Social Ninja is free. It's a free plugin. Go and install and try it out. because the danger is that if I go and go, yeah, it does, but then you might have something set up that stops it. So I would say go and try it out. Make sure you got a backup. Try it out on the staging site if you're unsure. Try it out. Have a look. Don't forget to hit like if you have not hit like already. Okay, we might as well say it again then, John, innit? WP Social Lingo. I don't know. I don't know, John. I don't I don't study the ins and outs of the YouTube algorithm too much. You know, I don't study that immensely, mainly because I feel like there's a little bit of unpredictability. And just like Google are always changing things, YouTube, I think, changed things quite a bit as well. So I'm never too sure exactly of how things are or how things are being set up at the moment. I've got to check something here with my... this is not... Sorry, I'm just quickly checking something here. Yeah, okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, I mean, I would say, Ishan, yeah, if you are trying to find something else, maybe you should just go to Google, type in WordPress, WordPress e-commerce chat bot or something widget, and just see what Google pops out for you. Change your search settings to be the latest month, not 24 hours, at least the latest month, and see what your results are, and you might get something interesting. Vekoslav, hey, hope you're okay. How to change hover on style for a specific heading text? You would probably add in some CSS. So you would go in, give the heading a class name. So let's say you call it a header, I don't know, the header, call it the header, right? Go to your CSS, then you would put the header dot whatever is the widget, or I can't remember now. So what you would do is let's say the class name is the header, you would then put the header dot hover curly bracket, put in your color change, background color, font color, whatever it is, close the curly bracket, and that should do it. Nico, does anyone know an affordable chatbot that offers in-page bots? Ooh, I'm not sure about that one. I'm doing okay, Maddie. Sorry, I didn't answer you the first time. I'm doing okay, Maddie. Hope you're okay. Hey, Mia, how are you? What are you up to? At the moment? Just got to delete some emails that have come through. I don't like it when I have lots of emails flowing through. Always gets on my nerves. Always gets on my nerves. Don't forget to hit like if you have not hit like already. I mean, it's Thursday now. You're coming towards the end of the week. You can't be having a worse week than me at the moment, because my week has been very topsy-turvy, up and down at the moment with getting things done. No, big announcement by Mia. She's cancelled her Adobe subscription. Yeah, I cancelled mine a while ago. I was a massive Adobe Creative Cloud user with Photoshop and stuff, and then I stopped using Photoshop. I don't have a massive need to use it, so I've saved myself quite a bit on the Adobe subscription too. So, if you don't need it, if you're not using it, I think you always need to reflect on your subscriptions. We all get into a habit now where we go and subscribe to something or a service, and if you're not using it, get rid. Save yourself the money. Hey, Ralph, how are you? Ralph, have we ever spoken before? Do you want to tell us a bit more about you, like freelancer, web design agency? What's your favorite page builder? If we have spoken before, sorry if I have forgotten who you are, but just tell us a bit more about you. That one's a bit weird, Peter, unless I don't want to say depends on how it was built, but do you have any translation plugins involved at all? So if anyone's been watching the Bricks 101 videos, we finally moved on to the post archive and the single post template. I know people have been asking, I finally got onto it. And tomorrow's video is the loop builder one with Bricks, okay? So if you have been waiting for the loop builder one, Paul, lots of other people have covered that already. I'm just covering it the way I cover things. Hey Mark, did you get my email, by the way, Mark? Did you get my email? So that page speed performance, I'm refunding them half, okay? Because there's only so much we can do because their back end of their website is massively screwed up, okay? Now I can see fully what they've got. They've got 51 plugins. 51 plugins. It's awful what they've got. So they're up against it with getting their score high and anything like that. Hey, Mia, she uses Illustrator when I create vector files. Yeah, and I think that's a very good point, Mia, in that if I was desperate to do something in Photoshop, I would either pay someone or ask someone or something like that. And so, you know, the cost for Adobe Creative Cloud was about £17 a month for me, which isn't hugely high, but it was high enough for me to kind of go, yeah, I don't need it now. Don't need it. A statement of work template. Well, it's an interesting question you asked there, Ralph, and I'm going to share something with you, okay? It's not a statement of work, but it is what I would say as close as a statement of work, okay? It's going to be like a proposal document or a contract, okay? And what I would recommend you do, okay, Ralph, is if you want a copy of what we use. I can't even see my keyboard properly when I have this microphone in my face. Hold on, let me just get the words. There we go. Right, so Ralph, you need to go over here. So if you want to get like a copy of what we use, our documents, and loads of people have found these really useful, okay? Especially the proposal and the contract and the maintenance plan, which kind of clarifies what we do, what we don't do, what is included and not included and stuff like that. Go and have a look at that. In terms of a statement of work, we have multiple versions we use, but I'm going to say the best way to do it is an Excel spreadsheet. And every row is a different task. And then you define the when and where, start date, completion date, are there any dependencies? Because a statement of work template can very much depend on what is being asked. And trying to create a super template, I think, is a little bit risky because every job is going to be different. And you'll probably spend more time, you'll probably spend more time revising the template. You know, someone gives you a template and then you got to rework it to make it work for what you're doing with the client. So is it really worth doing? And I would say the simplest way is just do an Excel spreadsheet or just put it in an email or a document and just do like a bullet point, you know, step 1, step 2, whatever. You know, step 5 cannot be done until step 4 and 3 or 1 are done kind of thing. You know, so have a think about that. Hey Rajat, plug in the course like a pro. Yeah, you got to do that, right? You got to do that, right, Rajat? You got to do that. But we don't push it. We don't kind of say, yeah, you got to go for this and all of that. And if you don't go for it, you know, there's doom and all of that. We don't say that. Please don't forget to hit like if you are watching. Yeah, Rajat. I mean, it's a bit of a weird one, okay? It's a bit of a weird one. So we could do a full-blown course, but the way we've got it set up at the moment is you can pick and choose what you want. So even if we set up a course, Rajat, it will probably just be a amalgamation of what we've already got in a way, and also the course price then will be higher as well. And what we have found is that I'm not saying people are tight, but I have found that we are not a big enough reputation to kind of say, yep, it's going to cost you X amount. You know, we're still growing as a brand, as a channel and everything like that. but eventually we will get there. Something I mentioned before I had to quickly run off and do that quick phone call was obviously about Bricks Builder and the number of plugins, websites coming out. I think it's really, really good. I think it's really, really good. But at the same time, I worry because isn't this what happened to Elementor as well? You know, you had Elementor, then you had loads of add-ons. All the time there was a brand new add-on coming on, this, that. And there's always a chance that kind of like it could become overpopulated, oversaturated, and problems start occurring. You know, if you've got a Bricks website, I mean, you've gone and added in 3 or 4 extra Bricks add-ons, and they're not being supported properly, a Bricks update could start to break things, and then we're going to start saying the same thing about Bricks as we sometimes say about Elementor. Francisco, Talk 2. I think it's called Talk 2, isn't it? Talk.to. That is a really good plugin. Loads of customization features. Loads of stuff you can do for free. Hey, George, did you just make a comment? Because my name popped up, but there's no comment afterwards. Were you going to say something, George? You probably were, but yeah. Yes, I mean, I would like to think that hopefully the Bricks family keep things in check. I'm not going to say anything, Carapace, but I would say, yeah, I would like to think that the Bricks add-ons keep things in check with what they're building, how they're building it, and how it links into Bricks. And hopefully we don't get the breakages and stuff like that coming across. I have to say, Francisco, I used to be a fan of Talk 2, but now I quite like WP Social Ninja. And there's another plugin. It's a WhatsApp one. I can't remember the name of it. It allows you to have multiple people and multiple departments. And again, that is free. You know, again, that is free. Not really looked at the Bricks. Not really looked at the Bricks widget creator, the Bricks Forge yet in detail. I need to watch some videos on it. Yeah, I mean, I would say, I think Carapace version 3.8, which will be the... What's the date again? Is it 30th of October? It's coming out. I can't remember the date now. Is it 30th of October? I think. Or sometime like that. That should hopefully have the loot builder. Yeah, Francisco, WP Social Ninja. Right? WP... I can't get my hands right. WP... Like that even. Social Ninja. Okay? Free plugin. Go and try that out, and hopefully that will be pretty good and useful. Yep, they delayed it. What was the date again? Is it October 30th? Is it October 30th? Or am I getting myself mixed up? I think I'm getting myself mixed up. Just got to quickly check my email. The great thing is, though, the client has come back to go that they do like my candid response, my brutal honesty about why you're not going to get a really high score. They like that I have done some improvements. They like that there's a tiny bit of improvement in the website, but they totally get that, look, there's a reason why I'm saying we've got to draw a line now. Look, I'm going to give you a 50% refund because I am not going to do any more work on this. I'm not going to, because it's not that it's a waste of time. It's just that I tell you now, we are not going to get your score any higher because your 51 plugins is affecting everything, right? Yeah, you're right, George. It's not the 30th, is it? I can't remember what date it is. My head's all over the place this week. November the 1st. There we go. November the 1st. Do I prefer skeleton loading? Well, I use the hello theme a lot, Ishan. So I like to build websites with nothing on. Okay, I don't like to have to mess around with a pre-built header, footer, or content, or they've already gone and built the homepage, and now I've got to go, oh, I'll take that out, take this out. And here's the reason why. When I build a website, the homepage with no content, no header, footer, if it's got Elementor Pro, must be hitting 100% with just a heading that says hello. Then I build a header. What's the score? Hero banner, what's the score? Mobile, check. Keep checking. If I use a pre-built theme, okay, there is a very good chance the website's going to score about 95, 90 maybe, might even be worse than that. That's before you've put content on. However, there is content on there because it's been pre-built. So I'm not sure. Francisco, can you remind me what was the selling point with ACPT? I think you said it yesterday and I've forgotten. Didn't you say there was something about it? I've forgotten what you said. I'm sure you made a point. I don't know, Carapos. We don't really hear about it, do we? I mean, I think it's gone quiet. I mean, Look, if anyone from Stratic is watching this, please don't take offense at this, but I have not seen any examples of why it's good to have it. Why is it really good to have it? I know why it's good to have it. I know that, but I have not seen a good enough reason to make me or anyone else. The fact that WooCommerce, the fact that I don't think some stuff would work and all of that. Yeah, well, here's the thing, Francisco, right? Pods is ACF and CP UI combined, number one. So I can use pods. Number two, ACF is going to be bringing out an update where you no longer need custom post type UI. So eventually ACF will also remove the need for 2 plugins. So I will have a look at the ACPT. Is there anything extra in there? But I'm not sure yet. And also at the same time, is it better to use established? Okay, they got a GraphQL. Okay, I'll have to have a look at it. I'll have to have a look at that, Francisco. Yeah, nice one, Mark. They haven't really got a marketing department. I mean, they have still got a marketing department. They just reduced it, shrunk it down in number, scaled it, or however they did it. But we don't really hear anything about Stratic anymore. There's been loads of big pushes, but I'm just not sure about how much of a good push has it been. In terms of usage. Okay, everyone, I'm going to give you a 2-minute warning now, okay? Because I am going to be going back in to check the Atrium setup for the email notifications. It's basically like an inbox you can set up for yourself using Atrium. And the instructions just weren't making sense to me. And I need to... I'm not going to record a video where I bluff it, okay? I'm going to record a video where I show you exactly step by step what you need to do. So if you come in and you don't know it and you don't see the documentation, you don't need to see the documentation. I'm showing you step by step. This is what you do, right? Because it's the way I like to roll with things, okay? I don't like to bluff it. I don't like to just go, yeah, you click here, you click there. No, I need to get it. What are the warnings you're getting, Peter? So you're getting a lot of warnings this week. What do you mean warnings? What do you mean? You're going to have to tell me now. What warnings are you getting? Yeah, take care, Jimmy. I'm sure I'll catch up with you later. In our secret cave. I'll probably see you in there later. Yeah, Maddie, see it. And I will try and get back to you, Maddie. It's a bit of a difficult one, but I'll have a think about it, okay? And I will ask a few other people as well. Yeah, jet engine, I'm not a massive fan of that. Okay, everyone, I am going to say goodbye now. Take care, Gary. Off to the concrete jungle. 2-minute warnings. Hey, Peter. The 2-minute warnings, right? What it does is it allows me to jump back into what I want to do, and it means that you can get back onto eating and drinking and enjoying the rest of your day in your life, okay? All right, everyone, look, I'm going to say goodbye, right? If I ain't said goodbye to you, please take care of yourself. If I haven't answered any of your questions, really, really sorry. Please do ask it in our Facebook page. Hey, Kelsey. Hey, great to have you here. Yeah, really sorry, I'm just about to shoot off, so now you can enjoy your coffee and your porridge in peace. Or you can just watch the replay as well, where I had a bit more of a rant about Apple's continuity camera. Hey, Sinan, hope you're alright, my friend. I'm just about to shoot off now. You can still hit like. Okay? There's no harm in doing that. Okay, everyone, take care. I've got to get back onto Atarim. I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care, bye.